And there's a weird kind of, I think you touched on this a minute ago, this weird symbiotic kind of relationship between the old saying, does a tree make a sound if it falls in the woods? It's the same thing. It's kind of like, yeah, you're playing the music for you, but when you see it affect these people, and you're not telling them anything, you're not explaining anything, you're not giving a presentation, you're not trying to make a point. It's a very odd way to communicate, but that's communication. If you can all of a sudden start to play something and then you see, 100 people all of a sudden lift their heads up, like, gophers out of a hole, like, oh yes. Yeah. And they start to move. It's an interesting communal kind of tribal, I think, thing that goes way, way back into, and we'll have some episodes on this. I'd love to have your take on it because Christian and I have a lot of these discussions about going back to those ancient roots and what that music did.
It started
people.
Somewhere that way.
Yeah, sure. And I think that's why, because it's such a natural. It is the language of the universe. Like mathematics, yes, is, but what is music but mathematics? I mean, it's true. It's all math. That's the universe uses music in that way to kind of communicate the ethereal, the emotions, the things that aren't the hard science. That's where music fills that void, where you're not going to get an answer to this, but here's this, and hopefully you'll feel better. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. Well, it's proof. It's not an answer. It's just proof.
Yeah.
It's just you have it in front of you.
Validation.